Alright, good morning everybody. I'm just going to do a review on the Alienware R7 that I got last night. And a lot of people were wondering like how fast it was, the multi-threading processing. Was it really worth the money? And Best Buy carries two of them. They carry the one for $14.99, the one for $16.99. So the one I got was the $16.99, and I wanted to see how fast can it process multitasking, like I was doing video editing, streaming, and gaming at the same time. And so, but first I'm gonna open this so you guys can see what's in it. So I already had it open already. Basically what you have to do is you have to take off, there's a screw that comes with it. I can't find the screw no more, but you unlatch it here, and you have to do the two unlock switches here, and then you can take off the sliding case. The power supply is right here. They're telling me that's a 850 watt power supply. Some people online on the reviews say it's a 460 watt power supply. So I was kind of skeptical at first because I didn't know what power supply it had. I wanted them to open it up and see what it would say, but they wouldn't do it for me. But I mean, it's got an 8 gig DDR5 1080 graphics card. So what you do is you can slide this open like this. This is the power supply here, because you can see you put the power cable here. And this right here, you can see the inside. This right here is, this big guy right here is the 1080 graphics card. So the GTX 1080. And then it's got it's got 4 DIMM slots, DDR4, and it's got a lot of ports back here. And 8 USB ports. I mean, sound, all that stuff. But most importantly, what I wanted to do was I wanted to upgrade the RAM. So I bought what they had at the store, which was the Anarchy 8 gig 6, so it's total of 16 gigs. So I could add another 16 gigs of memory on top of the 16 that it already has, so it could have been 32. And the problem was if you upgrade to a different memory stick that's not this one. Let me take this one off. There was a huge problem that I faced last night. I'm gonna take this guy out. There's a lot of people had very similar questions. This is their own, and I don't know what brand this is. Made in product in China, so it's got the little M logo here, and this is totally different. You can see a huge difference going with the Anarchy and this little stick here that they have already pre-built in. And I put that in. I put those two the Anarchy sticks in, and it kept flashing. It kept flashing yellow. So I had to troubleshoot the reboot system, and the screens wouldn't pop up on both my monitors when I had it powered on, and it kept flashing 4 times. Anytime it flashes yellow instead of blue, especially when you power on the Alienware here, this is the power button here. When anytime it flashes yellow, it's letting you know that there's something wrong. And so if it's not blue, then it's not fully running. And I got so confused that let me take this off. And I got so confused because I didn't know what was going on, and I had to Google, find out what the 4 flashes were, and they said that there was a memory loss, memory, like a RAM memory loss. And so after taking these 2 sticks out, of the slots, then it was running perfectly. So just to keep in mind that whatever they have built in the software, it won't it won't take it won't take anything else. So this is why when you buy something from Best Buy, it's already pre-built to their standards, and so it's kind of hard to go off. If you were to get it pre-built from CyberPower or iBuyPower or Digital Storm or any other gaming PC websites. So I have tested the iBuyPower, the i7 uh, that Best Buy has. I also tested the AMD Ryzen 5, the cheap one at Best Buy, and this is the one that they had said is the fastest that they have in store. And so, might as well buy and test it out. Overall, it's not bad for gaming. I play a lot of Counter Strike Global Offensive, so it's not bad for that. But once you get into multi-threading and multitasking, what I had was I had a bunch of charts for forex and crypto running. I was doing YouTubing, and I was trying to live stream myself at the same time. And the functionality of the CPU usage was already getting up to like 45% usage, and I was really shocked because it's a hex core 8700. It's not an 8700K or 8700X. It's just a regular 8700 for the i7. So that's something I was really shocked from using Intel, and even just using the AMD Ryzen was just a regular AMD Ryzen 5. It had enough support for multi-threading. So that's it's really tough to go off of it, but like I said, everything all totaled out to, where's the receipt at? I have a receipt somewhere. Everything all totaled out to be like, yeah, here, $2,000, and so I mean it's really tough. Like I said, it's really tough to make that decision, especially for people that go to Best Buy and buy gaming desktops. And so you just have to do your own due diligence and make sure that if you are going to upgrade, whatever's pre-built for Best Buy, make sure that there won't be any errors or any problems with rebooting the system, especially when you put in a new RAM stick like this and it's not compatible and it just throws off the Alienware flash. And so overall, it's a pretty good system. It's just that it's just not meant for me. And and eventually, like I said, if I was like even with the 8 gig monitor, I mean 8 gig, the 8 gig GTX 1080, it has one HDMI port and three display ports, along with the DVI, the DVI-D port here. So if I were to run 8 monitors, there's no way to run 8 monitors anyways. The goal for me is to run at least 6 to 8 monitors. So I would need another graphics card on top of that. And, and so going with this guy, I mean, it all comes down to what's good for you. I mean, for gaming, like I said, there's nothing wrong with gaming whatsoever. It's just that if you're gonna multitask and do a lot of editing, streaming at the same time, and then I mean, what I want is something that can stream, edit, run, run, run like at least 10 to 12 web browsers at the same time, and and I also try to game at the same time as well. And so when you're trying to do everything all at once, you want to test to see the limits of the processing system. Um, other than that, just be careful. I said, just be careful when you go and buy, buy a setup at Best Buy. Make sure you know who you're talking to, because otherwise, um, otherwise you're gonna end up getting so confused. So you don't want to get yourself caught up. What else I want to add in here? Unpackaging and repackaging is not as bad as iBuyPower and CyberPower boxes. This is a pretty easy, simple box. At the store, they only display the $14.99 desktop, not the $16.99. The $16.99 desktops are one that just sit on top of the shelves. So, well, yeah, their Intel Optane memory, they say it acts like an SSD with the 2 TB. I didn't really notice a huge performance on my end since I was trying to multitask the system itself. And so some people said it's reliable or a little bit more faster than SSD, but I would get an SSD. And so other than that, I think that's my 2 cents for this Alienware R7 desktop. And to be honest, if you want something, you just gotta build it your own. And I should have done the other reviews on the iBuyPower and the other CyberPower that I had. So that's all I got.